Have you ever wondered how some people remain calm and composed even in the face of extreme adversity? How do they control their emotions and make decisions with patience and clarity? We often see individuals who do not break down under pressure but instead emerge stronger. But how do they achieve this? The answer lies in Stoicism, a philosophical way of life that emphasizes self-control, patience, and acceptance of reality. Stoicism, which originated in ancient Greece in the 3rd century BCE, is a philosophy that teaches us how to live rationally, free from the slavery of emotions. It is not just a theoretical concept but a practical approach to life, helping us navigate challenges and hardships with resilience. The core idea of Stoicism is simple. We cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. One of the most famous practitioners of Stoicism was Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who compiled his personal philosophical reflections into a book known as Meditations. This book remains one of the greatest Stoic texts, offering timeless wisdom on self-discipline and inner strength. Despite being an emperor, Marcus Aurelius was not consumed by power or luxury. Instead, he lived a life of self-restraint, justice, and wisdom. Today, we will explore 10 key Stoic principles from Marcus Aurelius that can help us develop self-discipline and inner resilience. If we apply these principles to our daily lives, we can cultivate greater mental strength and stability. Are you ready? Let's dive into the powerful lessons of Stoicism. Number 1. We can control our mind, but not external events. Many events in our lives are beyond our control. When we step outside, we encounter traffic, unpredictable weather, the behavior of other people, and various challenges throughout the day. Most of these things cannot be changed according to our wishes. But Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external situations, we can control our reactions to them. Our mind is our most powerful weapon because it determines how we respond to circumstances. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, in his famous book, Meditations, repeatedly emphasized that our true power lies in our mind and perspective, not in the external world. He believed that our happiness or peace does not depend on outside events but on how we choose to respond to them. He wrote, "Your mind is your fortress. If you find inner peace, no external force can truly harm you." This idea teaches us that if we learn to control our minds, no situation can truly disturb or damage us. A real-life example. Imagine a person who takes the bus to work every morning. As usual, he arrives at the bus stop on time, but the bus is 30 minutes late. He becomes frustrated, irritated, and anxious about his day's schedule. He thinks to himself, "Why is it late again? I always come on time. This is so annoying." Now, from a Stoic perspective, he can understand. 1. That he cannot control when the bus will arrive. 2. But he can control how he reacts to the situation. If he embraces this Stoic principle, he will see the situation differently. Instead of being frustrated, he might use the extra time to read a book, check important emails, or practice a moment of mindfulness to calm his mind. Getting angry or irritated won't make the bus arrive faster. It will only ruin his mood and negatively impact the rest of his day. Applying this to our lives. Now, think about how many events occur in our daily lives that we cannot control. You get stuck in traffic. An unexpected workload arrives at the office. Someone misunderstands you. Your phone battery dies just when you need it the most. These things won't change based on our frustration. But what can change is our reaction. Stoicism teaches us that instead of worrying about things outside our control, we should focus on keeping our minds calm and composed. A Stoic exercise, daily practice. The Stoics reminded themselves every day that some things are within our control, and some things are not. You can practice this too. Every morning, ask yourself, what are the things I can control today? What are the things I cannot change, and therefore, I will not be upset about them? Whenever something makes you angry, frustrated, or anxious, pause for a moment and ask yourself, can I control this event? If the answer is no, then simply control your reaction. An important question. Do you get frustrated every day over something you cannot control? If your answer is yes, then this Stoic principle can help you. The next time something is beyond your control, remind yourself, My job is to control my reaction, not the external event. If we apply this lesson in real life, we will gradually become more composed, patient, and self-disciplined. Stoicism teaches us that true strength does not come from controlling the outside world but from mastering our own mind. Number 2. Focus on doing the right thing, not the outcome. In life, we often become obsessed with results. Whether it's a student preparing for an exam, an athlete training for a competition, or a professional working on an important project, most people worry about the outcome rather than focusing on the effort itself. However, Stoicism teaches us that we should focus on what we can control, our actions, rather than worrying about the results, which are often influenced by external factors. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasized in meditations that we should not let our happiness or peace depend on external results, because they are uncertain. Instead, we should focus on doing our duty with sincerity and excellence. He wrote, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others, unless it is to benefit the greater good. Instead, focus on your own path, on doing what is right, and leave the rest to fate." This philosophy teaches us that our only job is to do the work in front of us with honesty and dedication. Whether we achieve success or not is beyond our control. A real-life example. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. He studies late at night, revises all his notes, and practices mock tests. But as the exam day approaches, he starts feeling anxious. What if I don't pass? What if the questions are too hard? What if I forget everything? A Stoic mindset would remind him. His job is to study sincerely. The exam questions and final result are beyond his control. If he focuses on the effort rather than the outcome, he will feel less stressed and more motivated. Instead of wasting energy worrying about the future, he should put all his energy into the present moment, into studying. This principle applies to all areas of life. A businessman should focus on giving his best service, not worrying about whether his company will make millions. An athlete should focus on daily training, not obsessing over winning or losing a match. A writer should focus on writing good content, not stressing over whether the book will become a bestseller. By detaching ourselves from the results, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and disappointment. Applying this to our lives. Ask yourself, are you too focused on results instead of your effort? Do you feel anxious about things that are out of your control? Next time you find yourself worrying about the outcome of a situation, remind yourself, my job is to do my best. The result is not in my hands. If we truly embrace this mindset, we will find greater peace, satisfaction, and resilience in our daily lives. Number 3. Practice sacrifice and self-discipline in daily life. In today's world, we are surrounded by endless temptations, luxurious products, extravagant lifestyles, constant entertainment, and excessive use of technology. Many people believe that more wealth, better gadgets, or more entertainment will bring them happiness. However, Stoicism teaches us that true happiness is not found in external luxury but in self-control and discipline. A Stoic simplifies his life by eliminating unnecessary distractions and focusing only on what is truly important. He understands that by practicing self-discipline and reducing unnecessary indulgence, we strengthen our willpower and gain control over our desires. Marcus Aurelius teachings. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A Stoic is capable of distancing himself from luxury through the power of his own will." He believed that a life of excessive comfort makes us weak. But if we cultivate self-discipline and practice voluntary discomfort, we become stronger, more resilient, and truly independent. 3 ways to practice self-discipline daily. 1. Simple living and reducing unnecessary expenses. Most people spend far more than they actually need. New clothes, expensive gadgets, luxury food, and unnecessary possessions. Stoicism teaches us to avoid excessive spending and to live a simple and balanced life. When we stop chasing material luxury, we gain freedom. We worry less about money, reduce unnecessary stress, and find more peace in simplicity. Stoic practice. Try living for a week by spending only on absolute necessities. Avoid luxury food, unnecessary shopping, or impulse purchases. Observe how simplicity makes your life easier and brings more mental peace. 2. Reducing social media addiction. In today's digital world, social media takes up a significant part of our attention. We spend hours scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, wasting time and losing mental clarity. A Stoic understands that excessive entertainment robs us of valuable time. So, he consciously limits his digital consumption and uses his time more productively. Stoic practice. Set a fixed time limit for social media use each day. Avoid using screens in the first and last hour of the day. Reduce unnecessary scrolling and online distractions. 3. Practicing voluntary discomfort. Stoicism teaches that regularly enduring discomfort makes us mentally and physically stronger. If we always seek comfort, even small challenges will feel unbearable. That's why Stoics deliberately expose themselves to minor hardships, so they can build resilience for tough times. Stoic practice. Occasionally take a cold shower in winter. Sleep on a hard surface instead of a soft bed for a night. Eat a simple, minimal meal for a day. Exercise regularly to strengthen your endurance. These small habits will increase your mental toughness and reduce dependency on comfort. Why we need Stoic self-discipline in our lives. A question: do you feel that some things in your life are unnecessary, yet you still depend on them? If your answer is yes, then this Stoic lesson is important for you. By reducing unnecessary luxuries and comfort, you will gradually become more self-reliant and mentally strong. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from mastering our desires, avoiding excessive indulgence, and developing inner self-discipline. Number 4. Practice patience and resilience. In life, challenges and setbacks are inevitable. We all face situations that test our patience, be it a difficult work environment, personal struggles, or unexpected failures. However, a true Stoic does not react with frustration or disappointment. Instead, he cultivates patience and resilience, understanding that external events do not define him. His response does. Why patience and resilience matter? Stoicism teaches that anger and frustration are signs of a lack of self-control. When we react emotionally to every difficulty, we surrender our inner peace to external circumstances. Instead, a Stoic practices endurance, knowing that hardships are temporary, but his mindset is permanent. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your perception of it, and you have the power to change your perception." This means that no situation has the power to make us angry or impatient. It is our own interpretation that causes suffering. By training ourselves to stay calm and composed, we develop the strength to handle any adversity. A real-life example. Imagine a dedicated athlete who trains every day with discipline and determination. But despite his efforts, he loses an important match. A non-Stoic response might be to feel devastated, angry, or hopeless. However, a Stoic athlete understands that one loss does not define his worth. He reminds himself, "Success or failure does not define me. My steady, resilient mind does. Winning is not fully in my control, but my effort and attitude are. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger." This mindset allows him to keep training with determination, learning from his mistakes without being crushed by failure. How to cultivate patience and resilience. Pause before reacting. When you feel frustrated, take a deep breath and ask yourself, "Is this worth losing my inner peace over?" Reframe failures as lessons. Instead of seeing obstacles as defeats, view them as opportunities to grow. Develop emotional endurance. Just as we train our bodies through exercise, we can train our minds to endure discomfort without complaint. A Stoic does not expect life to be easy. Instead, he prepares himself to face difficulties with unshakable patience and strength. Number 5. Live each day as if it were your last. One of the most profound teachings of Stoicism is memento mori, which means, remember that you will die. This may sound grim at first, but in reality, it is a powerful tool for living a meaningful and fulfilling life. We often live as if we have endless time, postponing important tasks, delaying our dreams, and taking our relationships for granted. But what if today were our last day? Would we waste it in meaningless distractions, arguments, or procrastination? Or would we cherish every moment, express gratitude, and live with purpose? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." In other words, if you truly understand that your time is limited, you will live more intentionally, focusing only on what truly matters. The power of memento mori. 1. Stop wasting time on trivial matters. Many of us spend hours worrying about things that won't matter in the long run. Social media debates, petty arguments, or unnecessary stress over small inconveniences. But if today were our last day, would these things really deserve our attention? A Stoic learns to prioritize what truly matters: self-improvement, meaningful relationships, and contributing to something greater than himself. 2. Appreciate life and loved ones. If today were your last day, would you hold grudges? Would you ignore your loved ones? Or would you tell them how much they mean to you? Too often, we assume we will always have another opportunity to say, "I love you," to apologize, or to spend time with those who matter. But Stoicism teaches us to live as if those opportunities could vanish at any moment. Stoic practice. Express gratitude daily. Do not delay important conversations. Treat every interaction as if it could be your last. By living with this awareness, we cultivate deeper appreciation and connection with those around us. 3. Take action without delay. Procrastination is one of the greatest barriers to success. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it tomorrow," but what if tomorrow never comes? A Stoic mindset reminds us that the perfect time to start anything important is now. Whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a dream, or improving our health, we should act immediately instead of waiting for some better time in the future. Ask yourself, what important task have I been delaying? If I had only one day left, what would I finally take action on? A thought-provoking question. If you had only one day left to live, how would you spend it? Would you still waste time on meaningless distractions? Would you let anger, jealousy, or fear control you? Or would you embrace every moment with gratitude, kindness, and courage? Memento mori is not about fearing death. It is about making the most of life. When we accept that our time is finite, we stop wasting it and start living fully. Number 6. Visualize the worst, premeditatio malorum. We often hope for the best in life: a successful career, a happy family, financial stability, and peace of mind. But Stoicism teaches that hope alone is not enough. We must also be mentally prepared for the worst. This idea is known in Stoic philosophy as premeditatio malorum, which means preparing the mind for adversity in advance. It helps us overcome fear and stay composed in difficult situations. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, remember, today, I may encounter injustice, betrayal, jealousy, dishonesty, or foolishness." In other words, problems and hardships are inevitable in life, so we should be mentally prepared for them. The power of premeditatio malorum. 1. Reduces fear and anxiety. When we imagine possible difficulties in advance, our mind prepares itself to handle them. So when real challenges arise, we don't panic. We respond with wisdom and control. Example: imagine you are preparing for an important exam. If you only visualize success, you might feel anxious if the exam turns out to be harder than expected. However, if you mentally prepare for challenges, such as tough questions, time constraints, or nervousness, you will be more composed and ready to handle them. 2. Builds mental resilience. A common Stoic principle is, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. A Stoic knows that life doesn't always go as planned. Instead of being shocked by unexpected setbacks, he remains mentally prepared for any outcome. A real-life example. A businessman expects his venture to be profitable. But Stoic wisdom teaches him, I will work hard for success, but if I face losses, I am mentally prepared. I know business involves risks, so I will not be devastated by setbacks, but will instead focus on finding solutions. This mindset keeps him patient, strong, and adaptable. How to practice premeditatio malorum. 1. Anticipate potential challenges daily. Each morning, ask yourself, what could go wrong today? What obstacles might I face? How will I handle them wisely? By mentally preparing for difficulties, you develop emotional stability and resilience. 2. Prepare for losses. Instead of fearing failure, ask yourself, what if I fail? How will I recover? What lessons can I learn? By embracing failure as a possibility, you remove its power to harm you. 3. Accept the uncertainty of life. Stoicism teaches that nothing in life is permanent. Not success, not failure, not happiness, not even life itself. So we must be flexible and prepared for change. A Stoic does not say, I will always be happy, but rather, difficulties will come, and I will face them with strength and composure. A thought-provoking question. If a major problem suddenly arose in your life, how would you handle it? Would you break down in frustration? Or would you take a deep breath and say, I knew something like this could happen. I am prepared. By practicing premeditatio malorum, you will never be caught off guard. Nothing will completely surprise you, because you knew in advance that life brings both good and bad. Number 7. Accept change. One of the core lessons of Stoicism is accepting change rather than resisting it. Life never stands still, time moves forward, circumstances shift, and no matter how much we try, we cannot hold on to everything forever. Marcus Aurelius once said, life is like a river. It flows and you cannot stop it. Just as a river moves forward without hesitation, life continuously changes. If we fight against change, we only exhaust ourselves. But Stoicism teaches us to accept, adapt, and learn from change rather than fear it. Why accepting change is important? We often believe that change disrupts our peace and security. But from a Stoic perspective, change is one of the greatest teachers in life. Most of us wish for things to remain the same. A stable job, a lasting relationship, a predictable life. However, the truth is, everything is temporary. Relationships evolve, careers fluctuate, and new challenges arise. When we resist change, we experience stress, anxiety, and frustration. But when we accept it as a natural part of life, we find peace, clarity, and strength. Overcoming the fear of change. Many of us fear change because it is uncertain, unpredictable, and beyond our control. But Stoicism teaches us that instead of fearing change, we should find opportunities within it. A practical example. Imagine you lose your job. If you see it as a disaster, you will feel fear and anxiety. But if you adopt a Stoic mindset, you might think, this change might open new opportunities for me. Now I can learn something new, explore different career paths, or even start my own venture. Maybe losing this job is not the end, but a new beginning. Stoicism reminds us that there are no true obstacles in life, only opportunities in disguise. How change helps us grow. Change can be difficult, but it builds resilience, mental strength, and adaptability. A real-life example. A young athlete suffers a career-ending injury. At first, he feels lost. But instead of resisting change, he chooses to adapt, perhaps by becoming a coach, a mentor, or contributing to the sport in a new way. By embracing change, he turns what seemed like a tragedy into a new opportunity. How to accept change in life. Instead of fearing change, we can develop habits that help us embrace it with an open mind. 1. Prepare yourself for change. Ask yourself every day, what changes might happen in my life soon? How can I mentally prepare for them? When you anticipate change, it no longer catches you off guard. 2. Change your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what lesson does this change bring? How can I use this situation to grow? Every change, even the difficult ones, carries a valuable lesson. 3. Flow with life like a river. Think of life as a river. When obstacles appear, don't fight against the current, find a way around it. Don't resist, adapt, and move forward. This mindset keeps you calm, resilient, and open to new opportunities. A thought-provoking question. Think of a time in your life when change felt difficult but later turned out to be positive. Did you resist it at first? Or did you accept it with a Stoic mindset? If we treat change as an opportunity rather than a threat, we will never feel stuck. We will always move forward. Number 8. Harness the power of silence and thought. One of the key lessons of Stoicism is speaking less and thinking deeply. We often believe that speaking more or reacting quickly shows intelligence, but in reality, silence and deep thought make us stronger and more self-controlled. Why is silence important? Many of our problems arise from speaking impulsively or reacting based on our emotions, which later causes regret. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Think before you speak. Do not speak unnecessarily, and ensure that what you say is true and relevant." A Stoic knows when to speak and when it's better to remain silent. How does silence empower us? 1. Avoiding useless arguments on social media. In today's digital age, we often get drawn into meaningless arguments. When someone disagrees with us, instead of immediately reacting, think first. Not every argument needs a response. Sometimes, silence is the wisest decision. A Stoic believes that changing others' opinions is not our job. Our job is to control our own thoughts and behavior. 2. Mastering control over our emotions. When faced with difficult situations, instead of reacting immediately, it's more effective to take a pause and think. Example: imagine a colleague insults you. If you immediately react in anger, you'll likely regret it later. But if you follow Stoic principles, you might remind yourself, "My reaction is under my control. I will stay calm and respond wisely." This is how silence empowers you. It helps you control your emotions and enables you to stay one step ahead. How to practice Stoic silence. 1. Think 3 times before speaking. Before speaking, ask yourself, "Is this true? Is this important? Is this helpful?" If the answer is no, it's better to stay silent. 2. Take your time before responding. Whenever you feel angry, frustrated, or hurt, don't respond immediately. Take a deep breath. Understand the situation. Then ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? This practice helps you make decisions based on reason, not emotions. 3. Observe, don't react. In any social setting, listen carefully before responding. Rather than reacting quickly, try to understand the situation. Often, listening is the most appropriate response. Stoicism teaches, a wise person listens more and speaks less. Number 9. Live a life of integrity and justice. One of the most important aspects of Stoicism is living with honesty, responsibility, and fairness. Stoics believe that integrity is the foundation of a peaceful and virtuous life. Why integrity and justice matter? For Stoics, living ethically and morally is central to personal growth. This means making the right choices, even when no one is watching, and doing what is right, not what is easy. Marcus Aurelius perfectly expressed this Stoic principle when he said, "Do what is right, and do not concern yourself with what others think." How integrity strengthens us. 1. Living with honesty. Integrity means being truthful to yourself and others, even when it may not benefit you in the short term. When you are honest, you don't have to keep track of lies or fear being exposed. You live with peace of mind and respect for yourself. 2. Taking responsibility. Responsibility is key to a Stoic life. Instead of blaming others or circumstances, a Stoic takes ownership of their actions and their consequences. They understand that they cannot control everything, but they can control their response and actions. 3. Practicing fairness. Justice means treating others with respect, fairness, and equality. A Stoic believes that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity, regardless of their status, background, or circumstances. How to live a life of integrity and justice. 1. Make the right choices. In every situation, ask yourself, what is the right thing to do here? Am I acting with integrity? Don't worry about how others will judge your actions. Focus on doing what is morally right. 2. Embrace accountability. If you make a mistake, own up to it. A Stoic knows that mistakes are part of the human experience. Instead of hiding from them or blaming others, take responsibility and learn from them. 3. Treat others fairly. When dealing with others, Make sure to treat them as you would want to be treated. Show empathy, respect, and fairness in all your interactions, and always act with a sense of justice. A thought-provoking question. Think about a recent situation where you could have acted with more integrity or fairness. Did you make the right choice? How can you apply the principles of integrity and justice in your daily life? Number 10. Train yourself like a soldier. One of the fundamental teachings of Stoicism is preparing yourself mentally for difficult situations. Just as a soldier trains rigorously for battle, a Stoic prepares for the challenges life throws their way. This mental fortitude is what allows a Stoic to maintain composure and clarity even in the face of adversity. Why mental preparation is crucial. Life, by nature, is filled with ups and downs. Hardship, pain, and loss are inevitable parts of the human experience. The Stoic philosophy teaches us not to fear these challenges but to view them as opportunities for growth. In fact, Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "The obstacle is the way." This means that the difficulties we face in life are not roadblocks, but stepping stones toward becoming stronger, more resilient individuals. How Stoics train like soldiers. 1. Embrace discomfort and hardship. A Stoic doesn't shy away from discomfort or pain. Instead of seeing difficulty as something to be avoided, they see it as a training ground for the mind and soul. When faced with tough situations, a Stoic says to themselves, "This is an opportunity to grow stronger." Example. Think of an athlete preparing for a big competition. They don't train by staying comfortable, they intentionally push themselves beyond their limits, knowing that the more they challenge themselves, the better prepared they will be. Similarly, a Stoic welcomes challenges as a way to build resilience. 2. Mental rehearsal. Stoics often practice mental rehearsal, a technique where they imagine themselves facing difficult situations. By envisioning the worst-case scenario, they mentally prepare themselves to handle it when it happens. This technique is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, and it involves contemplating what could go wrong in a situation, not to dwell on negativity, but to accept the possibility and prepare to face it calmly. Example. Before a challenging task, such as public speaking, a Stoic might mentally rehearse the worst-case scenario. What if they forget their lines? What if they stumble? By preparing mentally for these possibilities, they are less likely to be thrown off balance when the situation occurs. 3. Resilience. Through acceptance. Stoics understand that there are things in life beyond their control, and instead of resisting them, they learn to accept them with grace. By acknowledging the reality of suffering, loss, and discomfort, they become better equipped to handle them without panic or despair. How to train yourself like a Stoic soldier. 1. Practice endurance. Every day, challenge yourself. This could be through physical exercise, intellectual tasks, or emotional challenges. Put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable, whether it's having a difficult conversation or pushing through a tough workout. The more you practice facing discomfort, the better you will be at handling life's inevitable hardships. 2. Embrace the power of preparation. As you face daily challenges, prepare yourself mentally for difficult moments. Ask yourself, what obstacles might I face today? How can I mentally prepare to deal with them? This mental preparation can include anything from writing down your goals and challenges to visualizing yourself staying calm in stressful situations. 3. Cultivate emotional resilience. When life presents difficult emotional situations, whether it's loss, disappointment, or failure, make it a practice to observe your emotions without getting caught up in them. Don't let frustration, anger, or fear control you. Instead, choose to respond with clarity and composure. Remember that your emotions don't define you, how you react to them does. Practice methods. Stoic philosophy is not just a theoretical concept, but a way of life that helps cultivate self-control, discipline, and tranquility in our everyday lives. The Stoic lifestyle teaches us how to remain calm in difficult situations, how to manage our emotions and thoughts, and how to make the most of every moment. This philosophy provides a path to living life with more fulfillment and peace. Suggested practices. 1. Journaling. Write down your Stoic thoughts every day. This practice will help you better understand your emotions and thoughts and discover how to apply Stoic philosophy to your daily situations. 2. Adhere to strict discipline. Stoics are committed to discipline in their lives. Incorporate discipline into your daily routine, whether it's waking up on time, exercising regularly, or maintaining emotional control. Start small but stay consistent. 3. Take adverse situations as opportunities to learn. When life becomes difficult, try to learn from the situation. Stoics believe that life's hardships make us stronger and wiser. Each obstacle, sorrow, or discomfort brings new opportunities for growth. Embrace these as tests of your strength. Stoicism is not just a theory, it is a way of life. Take small steps today to build a disciplined life. Remember, you can control your thoughts and actions, and that will give you true freedom. Keep in mind that what you think and do shapes who you become. By effectively applying Stoic philosophy to your life, you can become more confident, calm, and resilient.